Are we gonna do this? No, no, don't do this. I turned 40, I started at the age of 10.
What are,
Midlife crisis hits everyone. There's, we always pause for menopause.
we have with us a trendsetter, a trailblazer, and one of the most powerful women in showbiz. Ekta Kapoor, welcome to Forbes India.
Thank you for having me.
Ekta, you complete 30 years in the entertainment industry. It's not easy to ride the wave for so long. How do you look back at this journey, and what has been your driving force?
So it's been a journey with a lot of some tumultuous, some groundbreaking, some spectacular times, and I look back at my journey as various lessons at various stages. You see, we live in a world that is moving so fast that the only thing constant is change, and the amount of times, like a chameleon, you had to change and adapt and then grow. I think we have realized that what we thought was success kept changing, and I think for me, I would like to say that survival is success. So, to have survived such huge landmark changes in media and mediums, it was fun and tumultuous at the same time.
Yeah, you revolutionized the TV industry with daily soaps that are being talked about even today. What gave you the conviction to back these shows, and did you think of them as risks back then?
You know, when you're much younger, you do not categorize ideas as risk taking or not. You just do things that come from instinct, and that's why I always say the next big thing will come not from a big corporate, but from the guy or girl in the garage. So I started from my dad's garage, and I was like, "This is interesting." Put out a piece of content every day. People like reading the news every day. People like hearing a story every day of their surroundings, their neighbors. And I call this a guilt-free gossip. You look into somebody's house and come to know one more stage of their life on another day, and let's see how fast we can get them addicted. And we did. This worked.
It's been 25 years since Kyunki Kabhi Bahu first aired on television. Is that your most successful and biggest milestone? You're rebooting the series now as well.
I think it is. I think it is because while I would hate to admit it, it is something I can't run away from. That what we did 25 years ago has created such a high impact that even if I've done some really path-breaking, impactful things, nothing could have matched the impact of a Kyunki Saas Kabhi Bahu thi. Done a Hum Panch before that, did many other K shows, did Urta Punjab, Lutera, Laila Majnu, Once Upon a Time, Dirty Picture, probably a repertoire, or should I say a catalogue of films that is probably hardcore successful, path breaking, new age, LSD, but nothing, and I can say this with, it's not even debatable, nothing has come close to the impact Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi had. And I reluctantly would like to admit to it because I would have wished I had broken that, but it was so big a mountain to climb that I think it's going to take me some more years or maybe never.
Yeah, you spoke about content that you made for television, for films, digital platforms. Now you all are making content for others as well. Yes. And you know, streaming platforms have been the biggest disruptors since the pandemic. Do you think that has had an impact on theatrical runs as well?
I don't think so.
You don't?
I don't think so. See, I'll tell you what. Monetizing has changed its format. Content will marginally. So while I am exposed to far better content or newer content through digital, if you see the last few years, every audience has found the content they want to see, and that's what digital has done is democratized content. It has liberated makers. But for a film, it has never limited it. In fact, it's created one more avenue of exploitation. So what really happens is, if I have a 4-week window in theaters and then one telecast with a digital or satellite telecast we used to have earlier, and a 4-week or 8-week window in theaters, now a film has 3 different chances of working: satellite, theatrical, and like Lapata Ladies that landed up doing really well on digital. Secondly, because of this digital format of keeping a film, the lifespan of the film can increase so much that after a couple of years, people seeing the film can give the film another chance, like what happened with Tumbad or with Laila Majnu.
Yes.
We finally got the recognition after 6 years. This would have not been possible. So people are not able to see the hidden benefits of having a platform that will keep your content for such a long shelf life that its exploration or exploitation can happen even after the conventional window.
You spoke about monetization as producer and entrepreneur. Do you keenly look at numbers, revenue?
Well, I have to. You see, while a lot of people will criticize me for saying this, we have to say what is the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That creativity is honestly, it's a spectrum. I mean, you can say I could be calling myself creative, and I don't have to judge myself through what the lens of the world is. But in the world of business and in the world of entertainment business, if there is a piece of content, a piece of art, it has to stand the test of commerce, because otherwise what really will happen, and while it doesn't have to be that you have to make really big films, you can make small smart films that work for that budget, but they have to work for that budget. A lot of people believe that this is just about creativity, but creativity is, like I said, what could be creative for me is not creative for you. Numbers don't lie. They can be upsetting, but they don't lie. And for this business to survive, for various technicians to survive, for talent to survive, for studios to survive, for the labours, the union, the various people who find their daily bread and butter on a set to survive, you need the commerce to work. And it's a bit ad hoc when some makers say, oh, these studios, these corporates, they only think of money. I mean, I'd rather be looking like a money-minded crazy producer to a creator who doesn't want to look this side than have to tell 200 people that from tomorrow you won't be coming to work, and your families will have to survive the time before you find another job. So the practicality of being at helping a production house, a studio, a business that has a certain amount of workforce, you are almost obligated to take decisions that work for them. And if you're a public limited company, there are investors who put their hard-earned money behind your company, and they may not be coming from a huge amount of wealth. They come from some belief that you'd perform. You can't be running it like I, me, myself.
So do you get jittery or anxious when these numbers fluctuate or are upsetting?
I do, but I've learned the art of taking calculated risks. I try to see to it that we have strong pre-sales. If we are really desperate to make a film which we believe in and yet the numbers are not working out, we pad it with a couple of shows or maybe like a couple of other films that would then in the portfolio work. If that doesn't happen, we put that on hold. We break our hearts, not our business.
Nice. It's not easy to run a conglomerate for 3 decades. You've done that successfully. What are some of the qualities that have held you in good stead? You spoke about dealing with tumultuous times as well.
See, like I said it earlier also, content, creativity is subjective, numbers are not. But there's a fine balance between what you want to make and what sometimes works. And while you want to be creating things that make a difference to the world, you have to also make things which work in your core competency and work for the investors and the audiences and the various people who work for you. This balance and this walk where an instinct vis-a-vis numbers, vis-a-vis creativity, this has been the big challenge in my life, and I've tried to like balance it out, and therefore probably I've survived.
You're extremely powerful and one of the few first generation producers who has done it so well. But I want to know your views on female representation.
I think female representation for me is far more than what are spoken on podcasts and various, talk shows. I think I feel it's a little different. I'm politically incorrect when it comes to what I believe about it. I feel the moment you limit women to a representation or a lens, or oh, this is what a female oriented film is, you cheat her of getting an equal stage, because you're saying I'm creating this little stage for you and you can perform here. Female representation itself, I have a problem with it.
Okay.
I think women, be it actors, be it talent behind the screen, be it directors, be it cinematographers, be it producers, we're gender agnostic. It doesn't matter if we're women or men. I think women should be doing more action films. Men should be making more chick flicks. Why should we start saying, okay, there's a female lens and the way we should see things? Storytelling should neither be male lensed or female lensed, because when you see a movie with a male protagonist, you're having enough women going to the theaters and watching it. Then why are we not able to tell the men to come and see? Because we are trying to constantly spell out that this is for women. This is for everyone. Women do not need a consolation prize. They need an equal platform, an equal stage, and an equal opportunity. And once they get that, there is no lens. There's an equal amount of commerce and money created and made. So when we did Crew, we actually made this a point. We said we're not making a film about 3 women and how they're making it work. I still remember one director scoffed at me and said, women can't do comedy. And I said, oh my God, he's almost right. We are so self-conscious. We get scared. If we do anything little more dramatic, we'll be look foolish. And I told these girls, I said, you guys will have to come out of your comfort zones, because I'm not making a film about 3 women. I'm making a film about 3 legit stars. You women are stars. You just happen to be women. There is no separate category of women. And I'm going to have the men come. And we did well. The men came.
Yes, they did. How do you deal with criticism? You're in the public eye. I'm sure you get to hear good
I think
and
now I've
bad.
become thick-skinned. It's gone. That time has gone. I mean, I get criticized for my clothes, the way I look, my hair, my work, my TV shows. Saas, Bahu, you could have done Lutera and Udta Punjab and Dirty Picture and LSD, and all they will think about. So, I mean, now there is a lens. That's a lens where people see you and they want to categorize you, and you keep jumping out of that box and doing your own thing, and then suddenly they're like, oh God, how did you jump out of that box? You wear a tika, they have a problem. You make content which is slightly sexual, they have a problem. You're like a friend of mine recently said, Karan, he said that you are the only person I know who's criticized for being regressive and progressive.
Yeah. You worked with so many people, but I want to talk about two of them. One is Sushant Singh Rajput. We lost him too early. And Smriti Irani. You have a wonderful bond with them. What is that glue that keeps people
Sushant
together?
was like my baby. He was somebody I knew from a time when he was outside Prithvi and they had seen him and shot him. He was having tea out there, and that audition was brought to me by my team. And he first did a mid-sized role in another show, and then I fought for him with Z because I wanted him to play. They said he looks too like suave and well kept to play a character like Manav. I said no, he is Manav. In fact, we complete what many years. I think we started in 2008 or 9, and we'll be completing that many years now on the 1st of June. He was just unbelievable with his talent, with his mind. See, such smart boys you don't get. You meet a lot of smart businessmen and you meet really good looking actors. Smart actor like him, talking about AI, talking about the new technologies. He was a geek, he was an engineer, he wanted to do so many things. He wanted to train the Indian Army, he was speaking about various things he wanted to bring in. I just loved, and then he had a spiritual side. I just loved him for what he was, a wholesome, full, sensitive boy.
And Smriti Irani, of course.
Smriti is my friend even today. I mean, we're working together again, and
Yes.
I so love her because she's again a whole person. She's a linguist, she knows many languages, she's smart, she's the right kind of feminist. She has a very strong fight back spirit. I mean, her instinct of survival is what I really admire about her. She always comes back and stronger, and she does not take failure or any kind of pushback with disillusionment. It energizes her to come back, and that tenacity I love.
You turned 50
Are we gonna do this? No, don't do this.
and 3 decades in the entertainment industry. What have been your biggest
turned 40.
takeaways?
I turned 40. I started at the age of 10.
What have been your biggest takeaways in this journey?
Midlife crisis hits everyone. We always pause for menopause, and children are growing up every day, and you juggle roles. But my only understanding is that at the end of it all, we're all human.
Didn't you ever want to become an actor?
Luckily not. This delulu I never suffered from. Luckily, I thank my stars. I think I'm the only person I know who did not have a secret ambition to become an actor. I have met people who have creeped into me with different professions and told me that they want to become actors. I can write a book on that itself. How, from chefs to air hostesses to writers to associates, I mean, everyone wants to be an actor.
What next can we expect from Ekta Kapoor? I know there are so many shows and films lined up.
I actually want to do something now which is path breaking, but you never know what that is. See, we never knew that when we made Kyunki. So I'm hoping to do things which are beyond my comfort zone without risking too much of the company money. But I will be doing a few things which will hopefully bring in something. I want to be innovative as far as now medium goes as much as content.
Are you looking at disrupting something altogether?
Like I said, it's a quest. Let's see if we manage that.
Well, Ekta, we wish you all the best. On that note, thank you very much for speaking with Forbes.
Thank you for
Thanks a lot.
having me. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.